This is what nobody tells you about the journey of entrepreneurship. It's a labyrinth of twists and turns, where every step forward is met with an unforeseen challenge. The glamour of success often overshadows the grit and determination required to reach the top. As you navigate the uncharted territories of building a business, you'll encounter a multitude of personas, each with their own unique struggles and triumphs. From the aspiring founder, fueled by passion and creativity, to the seasoned CEO, driven by strategy and innovation, every level of entrepreneurship presents a new landscape to explore. The solopreneur, fighting to stay afloat in a sea of uncertainty, must adapt and evolve to stay ahead of the curve. As you climb the ranks, the stakes grow higher, and the decisions more critical. The question is, what does it take to succeed at every level, and how do you navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship to achieve your goals? In this journey, we'll delve into the unseen realities, the untold stories, and the unrelenting perseverance that define the life of an entrepreneur. In The Dream, we find ourselves in the shoes of Maya, a thriving entrepreneur who has turned her passion into a lucrative career. With an annual salary of $50,000, Maya has finally achieved the financial freedom she has always desired. Her daily schedule is filled with a mix of creativity and strategy, as she spends her mornings brainstorming new ideas and her afternoons meeting with clients and overseeing her team. Maya's days are long, often stretching from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., but she wouldn't have it any other way. As she navigates the demands of her business, Maya has to make sacrifices. She often finds herself working on weekends, missing out on precious time with her loved ones. Her social life has taken a hit, and she frequently has to decline invitations to social gatherings. Despite the sacrifices, Maya is driven by her vision and is willing to put in the hard work required to bring it to life. She has a team of 10 employees who look up to her for guidance and inspiration, and she takes that responsibility seriously. At night, as Maya lies in bed, she can't help but think about the what-ifs. What if her business fails? What if she's not good enough? The doubts creep in, but she pushes them aside, focusing on the progress she has made and the goals she has yet to achieve. With a sense of determination, she sets her alarm for the next morning, ready to tackle another day. Maya's business is a reflection of her creativity and perseverance, and she is determined to see it through to the end. As Maya's business continues to grow, she begins to think about the next level of entrepreneurship. She has heard stories of entrepreneurs who have taken their businesses to new heights, achieving millions of dollars in revenue and creating a lasting impact on their industries. Maya wonders what it would take to get to that level, and whether she has what it takes to make it happen. With a sense of excitement and trepidation, Maya starts to contemplate the possibilities, and the wheels begin to turn in her mind. The dream has been a reality for Maya, but she is ready to take on the challenge of the next level, where the stakes are higher and the rewards are greater. We meet Emily, a driven entrepreneur, who has just embarked on her journey, leaving the comfort of a steady paycheck behind. It's year one, and the harsh reality of making ends meet is starting to sink in. Emily's monthly income has dwindled to a mere $000, a far cry from her previous $000 salary as a marketing manager. Her daily schedule is now filled with endless hours of networking, pitching, and perfecting her craft. She wakes up every morning at 6 a.m., responds to emails, and attends meetings until the evening. Her social life is practically non-existent, as she dedicates every waking moment to building her business. As the days turn into weeks, and the weeks into months, Emily starts to feel the strain of her newfound lifestyle. She has had to sacrifice her beloved yoga classes, Friday night dinners with friends, and even her weekly book club. Her apartment, once a cozy haven, now doubles as her office, with paperwork and laptops cluttering every available surface. At night, as she lies awake in bed, Emily's mind racing with thoughts of uncertainty and doubt. Am I doing enough? Will I ever make it? What if I fail? The constant fear of not being able to pay her bills keeps her up at night, her mind consumed by the looming specter of financial instability. Despite the challenges, Emily perseveres, driven by her passion and determination to succeed. She is pouring her heart and soul into her business, and while the results may not be immediate, she is starting to see glimmers of hope. Her client base is slowly growing, and she has begun to receive positive feedback on her work. As the year draws to a close, Emily reflects on the progress she has made. She has learned to navigate the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, and her resolve has been tested and tempered. The fire that once drove her to take the leap has only grown stronger, and she is ready to take on the next challenge. As Emily looks to the future, she knows that the road ahead will be filled with uncertainty, but she is ready to face it head on, poised to take her business to the next level, and embark on the journey that will define her as a true entrepreneur. With a newfound sense of determination, Emily is ready to face whatever comes next, and the future is looking brighter than ever. As we enter year 3, our entrepreneur, Alex, has established a solid foundation for their business. They've hired a team of 5 employees and are generating a revenue of $50,000 per year, with a salary of $0,000 for themselves. Their daily schedule is packed, starting at 7 a.m. with a team meeting to discuss ongoing projects and goals. Alex then dives into a flurry of meetings with clients, investors, and partners, often working 12-hour days. Despite the chaos, Alex has developed a system to manage their time effectively, delegating tasks to their team members and focusing on high-level strategy. They've also started to see some personal financial gains, having paid off their initial startup loans and enjoying a modest but comfortable lifestyle. However, the sacrifices are still significant, with Alex often missing out on social events and family gatherings to attend to business matters. At night, as Alex lies in bed, they can't help but think about the what-ifs. What if they had taken the safer route and pursued a corporate job? What if they had failed to secure funding and had to shut down the business? The doubts creep in, but Alex pushes them aside, reminding themselves of their vision and the progress they've made. They think about the team that relies on them, the clients who trust them, and the impact they are making in their industry. As the days turn into weeks, and the weeks into months, Alex begins to feel a sense of stability and momentum. They are no longer just fighting to survive, they are actively growing and expanding their business. The phone rings more frequently, with new opportunities and partnerships on the horizon. Alex's mind starts to wander to the next level, wondering what it would take to scale their business to $1 million in revenue, to hire more staff, and to make a real dent in their industry. The fire in their belly burns brighter, and they start to envision a future where their business is a household name. As they drift off to sleep, Alex can't help but feel a sense of excitement and anticipation for what is to come, and we can't help but wonder what the future holds for this driven entrepreneur. As we enter year 5, we find ourselves in the midst of a burgeoning empire, courtesy of the tireless efforts of our protagonist, Rachel. With a salary now hovering around $50,000, Rachel's daily routine has become a finely tuned machine, with each moment accounted for. Her day begins at 6 a.m. with a 30-minute workout, followed by a quick breakfast and a scan of the news to stay abreast of market trends. By 8 a.m., she is already immersed in meetings with her team, discussing everything from product development to marketing strategies. As the day wears on, Rachel's focus shifts to client relationships, with lunch meetings and conference calls taking up a significant chunk of her time. She has become adept at juggling multiple tasks simultaneously, but the toll on her personal life is beginning to show. She has had to sacrifice her weekends, often working 12-hour days to keep up with the demands of her business. Her social life has also taken a hit, with few opportunities to connect with friends and family outside of work-related events. At night, as Rachel lies in bed, she can't help but think about the sacrifices she has made. She wonders if it is all worth it, if the stress and pressure are too much to bear. She thinks about her team, and the responsibility she feels towards them, and the weight of that responsibility can be crushing at times. Despite the doubts, Rachel knows she is on the cusp of something big. Her company is poised for explosive growth, and she is the driving force behind it. As she drifts off to sleep, Rachel's mind is already racing ahead to the challenges of the next year. She knows that to take her business to the next level, she'll need to make even more sacrifices, to push herself and her team to unprecedented heights. With a sense of trepidation and excitement, Rachel steels herself for the journey ahead, ready to face whatever year 6 may bring. The question is, will she be able to maintain the momentum, or will the pressures of success begin to take their toll? As we leave year 5 behind, we can't help but wonder what the future holds for Rachel and her burgeoning empire. As we enter the final level, the exit, we find ourselves in the life of Rachel, a seasoned entrepreneur who has spent years building her business from the ground up. With a salary of $50,000 per year, she has achieved a level of financial freedom that few can boast. Her daily schedule is filled with high-level meetings and strategic planning, as she navigates the complexities of scaling her company. Despite the trappings of success, Rachel's life is not without sacrifice. She has had to put her personal relationships on the back burner, often going weeks without seeing her loved ones. Her mornings begin at 5 a.m. with a grueling workout, followed by a quick breakfast before diving into a packed day of meetings and conference calls. She rarely has time for lunch, and often finds herself eating at her desk while scrolling through emails. As the sun sets and Rachel reflects on her day, she can't help but think about the journey that has brought her to this point. She thinks about the late nights, the early mornings, and the endless cups of coffee that have fueled her climb to the top. She wonders if it has all been worth it, if the sacrifices she has made have been justified by the success she has achieved. As she drifts off to sleep, Rachel's mind wanders to the early days of her business, when she was just starting out and everything seemed possible. She thinks about the struggles she faced, the setbacks and the failures, and how they shaped her into the person she is today. And in this moment, she realizes that the true value of her journey wasn't the destination, but the journey itself. The struggles, the sacrifices, the moments of doubt and fear, they all contributed to her growth, to her strength, and to her character. In a surprising twist, Rachel comes to understand that the entire journey, from the earliest days of her business to the present moment, has been a journey of self-discovery. The exit, it turns out, is not just a financial milestone, but a metaphor for the exit from one's own limitations. As she looks out at the city, Rachel smiles, knowing that she is ready for whatever comes next, armed with the wisdom and the courage to take on the world.